What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So I haven't really talked about the Samsung Galaxy S8 in like a couple hours, so I figured, it's been a long time, I have to talk about it again. Totally joking, but the Samsung Galaxy S8, it's kind of in the news right now because, dude, it's not getting One UI 2, and I dropped that RIP Samsung Galaxy S8 video, and I noticed a lot of feedback on that, a lot of views, and that means a lot of people liked the Samsung Galaxy S8. I think that video got like a couple thousand likes, which is pretty cool. But more so than that, it just shows that there's still such a huge audience for this specific phone, and it's really kind of a weird thing that Samsung didn't support it. They could have changed their thing, whatever. This is not going to be talking about that. And recently, the more I pick up my Galaxy S8, the more I realize how pretty much timeless this phone is. Now, there's not a lot of phones I give that title. I've given it to the 6S Plus. I think I would give it to the iPhone 10, but the Galaxy S8 I think definitely falls under that category. Now, you might be thinking, man, the Galaxy S8 isn't even that old, this and that, but in the Android realm, like, phones move so fast, and when a phone gets outdated, pretty much nobody wants to use it anymore. There's a few phones even in the Android world that people still use beyond like the 2017, 2016 era, and I really just want to hit on a couple of reasons as to why I personally do feel like the Samsung Galaxy S8 is a timeless phone, and people probably will still continue using it for the next couple years, probably for a long time until it breaks even. So the main thing is, and it's kind of a double-edged sword, is the software. So this thing stopped at One UI, the first version on Android Pie, and I think that's a dumb thing. I don't know why they did that, but if you kind of step back and you realize, okay, custom ROMing is an option, you can easily go and root and custom ROM your phone, and you will have a whole different development community behind it. You won't have to be relied on Samsung, and that's why this phone will pretty much last as long as you want it to on third-party support. Now, the biggest flaw I have in third-party support and custom ROMing is that if a phone doesn't have a big community behind it, most probably nobody's going to be making ROMs for it. But the Samsung Galaxy S8 has a pretty big community still, and I think it's only going to get bigger and bigger because, this phone is going to become cheap, and a lot of developers are going to get their hands on it. And I truly do believe that the Samsung Galaxy S8's development community will get bigger and bigger over time, and it's already a pretty big community and people are already developing ROMs. I'm sure people will port over One UI 2.0 somehow. They've done that for the Galaxy S7, and there's going to be Android 10, 11, 12 ROMs, and as long as you custom ROM your phone now, I think that's what's really important. So that in and of itself is a humongous reason as to why I think the Galaxy S8 is timeless. And also another reason, this phone also has the headphone jack and also USB Type-C. Now the headphone jack, okay, whatever, it doesn't really matter if you like it, whatever. But all the phones now are going to be having USB Type-C. They already have USB Type-C. I haven't seen a phone with micro USB port in a long time. And this phone does have that capability. It's not like you have a micro USB port on this phone, and it's not like you're going to have some outdated, proprietary thing where you can only use that certain charger. This thing uses USB Type-C, and every single phone for the next couple years are going to be using that until they go portless or they use something else, and you will be perfectly set with this phone. It's not like you can't use certain features or whatever because of the lack of USB Type-C. You are going to have that capability on the Samsung Galaxy S8, which is really nice. And even continuing on with the features of this phone, and more so the build and the design, it just feels and looks still like a very premium phone. There are phones coming out in 2019 that still don't even look as good as the Galaxy S8. Now, my really only flaw is the fingerprint sensor, but other than that, I think this phone still looks like a pretty good device. Yes, it does have a little bit of bezel on the top and bottom, but at least it's symmetrical. It's not like it's a crazy big notch or anything like that. And I definitely do think that the Galaxy S8's build and the design are amazing. It feels like a $1,000 phone when I'm holding this phone and I'm holding like my Galaxy S10 or an iPhone 11 Pro. I see very little difference between the two. The S8 definitely still feels and looks like a very premium phone, as it should. And even going on with that, the screen, you have an AMOLED screen on this thing, this 1440p, dude. It's not like it's just an HD screen 720p or something like that. This is a quad HD display, and this is a very good display. This is a killer display. Yeah, it's probably not the best looking thing now compared to like the Galaxy S10 or maybe like the OnePlus 7 Pro and the 90Hz refresh or whatever. But I think for the majority of people out there, I don't think they care about that stuff. I think they care about having a phone that at least looks good and performs. And I think the Galaxy S8 screen is still very good, and I think it's one of the biggest advantages for this phone. And moving on on to like the performance side of things, this phone is no slouch in that area either. You know, yes, like I said, it's not the fastest thing in the world anymore, but it still has enough power in it that it can definitely get you from point A to point B. Because this thing is on Android Pie, all the apps mostly are still supported. It's not like this phone can't download any certain apps anymore because the OS is old. That's not the case. So this phone definitely holds up in the performance standpoint. And on top of that, if you go and custom ROM your phone, sometimes you can get ROMs that actually optimize the performance of your phones. So maybe you can even do that, you know, and I would highly recommend you to do that too. You know, if you want a custom ROM, you can always get a performance boost sometimes as well, which is really nice. And to kind of end it off, a reason why the Galaxy S8 is timeless would also be the micro SD card slot. That's a humongous thing. You can get the base model of this phone, but let's say you want to go and, you know, expand the storage, you have that capability. But on top of that, if you want to get another micro SD card and you just want to swap it out or something like that and keep that memory there, you can do that too. I mean, the phone's capability is insane, and because of that, that's one of the best reasons of this specific phone, and that's why I would highly recommend you guys to pick it up. So that's pretty much a couple reasons as to why I think the Samsung Galaxy S8 is a timeless phone. It's a timeless piece of machinery. If you guys have any questions or you agree with me, or if you even want to pick one up, I'll find the cheapest one on Amazon and I'll link it down in the description below so you guys can get it from there and I'll support the channel at the same time. But that is pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.